going on, everybody? It's your boy Stephfon with Born Great Studios, also known as Mr. Born Great. You already know the vibes, man. On today's episode of the Great League, we have our lovely guest.
Precious.
How you doing today, Precious?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well myself. Can't complain.
Good.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes, a long week.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Alrighty. So, what inspired your passion for cooking, and how did it shape Preciously Cooked?
My passion for cooking came from my grandmother, actually, because growing up, I watched her cook a lot. I also helped her while cooking, whether it was for Thanksgiving, cook on a regular basis, or even baking. Um, so she got to a point like she got older and couldn't really cook for herself. So I began cooking for her, as well as my brothers and uncles and cousins, everybody in the household basically. Like I was cooking for like a real family, and that just made me like be like, okay, if I can cook for my family, like I can also cook for others. Um, so I'm like, okay, why not make money off of doing what I love? If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely something that stands out about good people as far as doing the things that they love to do, especially when it's of service to others. Um, you said that you like to serve people. How does it make you feel when people give you a reaction based upon you serving them?
It warms my heart, whether it's a good or a bad reaction. I always ask for the honest truth,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of how it may feel. But I can say, like, since I've been cooking, I haven't got no bad reviews.
Yeah.
So I pat myself on the back for that. But it just warmed my heart to know, like, people money not going to waste, because some people be out here serving food and they can't cook for real. But
Yeah.
you know, it's a good feeling in the inside when you all done, your mission is accomplished.
Yeah. So, Thanksgiving coming up. What you got in store for Thanksgiving?
That's crazy. Because the other day, my grandma asked me to cook for Thanksgiving, like everything, and I told her I would. So I might record myself doing that. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, man.
Cooking a whole family Thanksgiving dinner.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish to cook?
I like everything besides ham. I could say my favorite is like turkey with dressing. I love that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You like everything except ham?
Yeah, I don't like ham.
Why? Is it you're not a pork person?
I'm not gonna say I'm not a pork person because like I like pork chops and stuff, but it's like ham be too salty sometimes, and then it be too sweet. And I'd be like, okay, let me try somebody else's ham. And every ham I try, I don't like it. Like I literally hate ham.
Okay.
I'm a turkey person.
Understandable. Very understandable. But do you have a signature dish that represents your style or philosophy in the kitchen?
I would say anything soul food.
Mm.
I'm a soul food person. So that's yams, macaroni, baked chicken, turkey dressing. I love soul food. Like I do like fried chicken and stuff like that, but like I like real food. So whether that's like I said, macaroni, yams, things like that. But if I do want like something fast to cook, I'll say my signature will be like some fried chicken with some rice and some garlic bread or something like that. But as far as like real cooking, I'll say soul food.
How do you stay inspired to create new and exciting recipes?
Um, Inspired? Like basically, how do I come up with it?
Yeah. Like how do you like what's your methodology behind?
I say I call my grandma. Literally, I call my grandma. My grandma is like she do like old school ways. So like I'll take her ways as far as like her old recipes, but I'll also look on TikTok for like new recipes to mix it, and it comes out well. But my grandma, yeah,
Yeah.
hands down.
Oh, bro. So what's her go-to? Wait, what's your go-to recipe that you call her for?
What dish? Would you
Yeah,
say
my
dish?
bad. Yeah,
Because recipe, that's a little
You're
little
right. My bad.
personal.
I'm sorry. I apologize. What's your
Um,
go-to dish that you call?
I would say I don't really know a go to, but recently I called her when I made macaroni and cheese from scratch. I called her. Yeah,
So was it baked or?
it was beat.
So how do you? What's? I don't want to know the all of the secrets, but like
Hmm.
if say for instance if a newbie like me were to want to make baked macaroni and cheese, what's some advice?
My advice would be to, it's all about the sauce. So I make my sauce from scratch. So it's all about the sauce and the seasoning and the amount of cheese. Sauce, seasoning, and the amount of cheese. Um, since I cook and serve food to other people, I can't put as much seasoning on the food like I would really like to. So that's something to think about when you serving something to other people who not used to your cooking. Be careful with the amount of seasoning you use and how long you boil them noodles because noodles it cook like that. Some people be thinking noodles take a long time. So I'll say watch out for the noodles, what you put in your sauce, and how much seasoning you use.
Yeah, it makes a
And
lot of
cheese,
sense.
because too much cheese can be not a good thing, and too less cheese can not be a good thing.
Yeah, it's just cheese is weird. Cheese gotta be like just right.
It do. It
It
has
gotta
to be
be
just
just
right,
right.
or to be nasty.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be like, oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm finna get in the kitchen after this. I ain't gonna lie
I
to
know
you.
that's right.
You know, give me a cast iron skillet and everything, bro. No cap. What's your process when combining flavors to create something unique and memorable? Or is that
You
too?
asking recipe questions, and I can't get too deep into that. But something I do while cooking is taste my food.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll add seasoning, taste it, see if I need some more. Or sometimes while cooking, people add seasoning to bring it down. If that makes sense. Like if it's too much seasoning, you need something a different seasoning to balance out all seasonings together.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. That's it. I can't. It really depends on what I'm making and how I'm making it. So yeah, basically the seasonings, tasting your food while you cooking, and knowing what to and to not to add,
Yeah.
what to and not to add.
Okay. Well, being the magician that don't want to reveal some secrets, I would say that that was sufficient because that alone will allow people to get a get a reaction before they actually get a reaction from serving others. Yeah. So by tasting their own food, it's like, okay, I know if this is too much.
Too much. And I also have people around me taste it. So my roommate, for instance, whenever I be cooking on campus, I have my roommate taste it. But she like anything. So if I feel like it's something like she wouldn't know for real, I'll go to somebody who not just gonna say yes to anything they put in their mouth. So I also have people around me taste my food while I'm cooking too, because they people. Like if they wasn't bad, I wouldn't try to serve it to nobody else.
Yeah, definitely. But how has being based in Charleston, Illinois, influenced your culinary journey?
Mm. I'll say influence. Uh,
Like, has it had it? Like, how has it?
I'll say it's a humbling experience. Um, Starting a business in Charleston because one, there's not a lot of people, and like I am a college student as well as other people around me being college students. So when it comes to the prices, I have to take that into consideration. And when it comes, some weeks I have a lot of orders, some weeks I have zero orders, so I'll push my menus back. So it's like it's humbling, and it's like okay, maybe next week I'll get some orders, or like just keep going. Like if whether it's zero orders or 20 to 25 orders, just keep going, and it you will reach your goal eventually. So I'll say it's humbling for sure.
Definitely, definitely, because it's like, um, similarly, can't really price my studio sessions how the prices is in Chicago. Kind of gotta chop it in half.
Because in Chicago, people don't care. They hungry. They gonna buy that food.
Oh,
every time.
You know what I'm saying? And then it would drive miles.
Yes. People want me to come home now. Are you cooking for Thanksgiving for us? No.
You just like go crazy. That'll be
a lot of money.
Like, imagine if you can you share a behind the scenes moment that has shaped your culinary career?
When you say behind the scenes, what you mean?
Something that's like, if you were okay with it, personal, that shaped like your culinary career. But if
I feel like I touched based on this a little already when I mentioned my grandmother, because like growing up, like she always cooked for us. Like whenever I came, if you can't tell, my grandma raised me. Let's just start there. So whenever I come home, me and my brothers, we always had food ready, prepped for us, whether it was something we were sick or tired of eating, or whether it was something that we always had food on the table. And not just like no canned goods, like real food, prepared for us. So like I said, when my grandma started getting to a point where like she got sick and I had to take over, that really like touched the heart because like I experienced what she had to experience when it came to cooking a lot for a whole bunch of people. I have six brothers, on top of cousins I live with, on top of uncles I live with. It's like I had to cook for a lot of people, so it's like it was inspiring in a way to see like, dang, my grandma really did all this, so I can do it too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's you hit the question on the nail for sure. What advice would you give aspiring chefs who want to start their own food business?
Some advice I would say is to start go at your own pace. Don't rush nothing. Um, do what's best for you at the end of the day because it's your business. Don't change your prices for nobody at all. Everybody pay the same price, whether it's family or friends, relatives, associates. Because cooking is time consuming. A lot of people don't think about that when it comes to pricing. Like food is already high as it is. So to buy the food and then cook the food and then serve you the food, that's really time consuming. So take all of that into consideration when it's time for you to start your business and start serving food. Um, Also be open to hearing feedback from others because a lot of people they don't like hearing like feedback or like what people have to say because they think oh they so perfect. But it's always room for growth regardless of if you've been in business for 20 years or you're just starting. So yeah.
And do you plan on wonderful advice by the way, but do you plan on making any like cookbooks or any like
Everything you asked me, somebody asked me this recently. I do. I have a lot more planned for my business. I can't really talk on it, but
yeah, it's all good. It's
a cooking book is something I definitely look forward to having within the next year or so.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. What's next for Preciously Cooked and where do you see your culinary journey taking you?
What's next is always growth. Hopefully better opportunities. I can't really speak on it, but I know God has something planned for me. And as far as where I see it going, I do plan on opening my own restaurant by the age of 25, and I'm 20 now. So within the next 5 years, I will own a business, and I bet you that. Yeah.
Definitely. So you wanna within the next 5 years you wanna get your restaurant. I feel like if you honestly, if you put your mind to it, you can have it next year. By this time next year, you can have a space.
I could, but I'm also in school for nursing, so it's like I'm gonna prioritize certain stuff. That's why I get myself out because, like I said, there's no rush. You do everything at your own time, your own pace. But that's definitely something that's in the back of my head, like opening my own restaurant. It's gonna be deeper than just cooking in a school dorm
Are you
kitchen.
looking to like cook at events?
Um, as far as like, well, one I need like my business to grow more. I feel like, cause like I don't mind collabing with people and like serving for like events. Cause I don't think I said this, but growing up, I would say like my junior, senior in high school, I was serving plates previously, and I did like one catering before, but I never like did it for like many events. So that is something I would be interested in doing. Cause I it's like I cater now, basically with the amount of food that I cook and serve, but it's like it hasn't been specified for like an event. If that makes sense.
We gotta get somebody out here that do like food reviews.
Yeah,
like that's like funny as hell. How do you approach the presentation of your dishes to make them both visually stunning and delicious?
Presentation is key when it comes to serving food because if it looks horrible, me personally, I wouldn't buy it. So the presentation, cooking right, I guess. I don't know. And I guess like the placements of like where you put place the food on a tray or on a plate when you serving it. I don't know. I don't know how to make food look nasty, so I don't know how to answer that question. But like, definitely the placement of the food on the plate. Don't burn the food. Don't undercook the food, because like I said, that has a lot to do with the presentation of where it's cooked. Like if it's undercooked, you can tell. If it's overcooked, you can also tell. So that's something to keep in mind. Um, this is a little backstory. So the beginning of this semester on campus, I had made egg rolls for a darty, and I had used like a big like pot for them instead of I normally use a skillet, because in my head I'm like, okay, it's a lot of egg rolls, like it's hella egg rolls I gotta make, so I need a big thing. And when I was cooking them, like the grease turned like from light to like dark, and like it was changing the colors of the egg rolls, and I'm like, I cannot serve this food, like I cannot serve these egg rolls, and they look like this, like. And then my friend tasted it. She was like, they still taste good. I'm like, but they don't look pleasing to eat. Um, so like I had to throw some. Well, I didn't throw some away, but I like set some to the side and serve the ones that looked more aesthetically pleasing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, me personally, I wouldn't want nobody egg rolls that look burnt. But now some people do like their food cooked harder. So that's also something to take into consideration. It really just depends on what it is you're making. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm Precious, the owner of Preciously Cooked, Preciously underscore cooked. So that's PRECIOUSLY underscore cooked on Instagram. My main page. Do I say my main page?
You can't even go crazy.
Um,
Shout out your peoples too, bro.
what peoples? My main page is underscore Precious with 2 R's, 4 S's, and another underscore. And I give a shout out to my grandma, because this would not be possible without her. I love that lady to death. She inspired me, like I said, to cook and also like start serving food. So yeah, I thank her for that, and I love her real bad. And I thank y'all, and hopefully I get some more supporters and more shoppers when I drop the menus that's coming within the next couple of weeks. And I love y'all. Now you rocking with Born Great Studios, and we out.
Cause everywhere that